Hey everyone! If you enjoyed this video, the full version is available on Patreon. I'll be uploading all my content there going forward.
Chapter 1. Is this my home, or a parallel world in 2029 AD? How can it be? Am I actually reborn 10 years ago? Inside a humble rental house, a handsome-looking young man pinched his thigh. Pain hissed, muttering while looking at the computer. Ha 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 ha. Bai Yi was sure that it was not after dreaming. Laughing maniacally. After laughing for a while, he was still in disbelief. In the last second, he was in the world's most heavily defended prison. In the next second, he was reborn back 500 years ago. Reborn back to the point in time where he had just traveled here. That's right, Bai Yi is a traverser. Today is the day when you have traveled from the primordial earth to this parallel world. This parallel world. Before May 5, 2050. In addition to the culture, history, etc. are not the same as the previous life, especially the anime and novels of the previous life. Everything else is about the same. In the pure world of technology, the level is similar. Bai Yi continued to search for information on the internet. A flash of essence flashed in his eyes. The corners of his mouth hooked a smile that he couldn't hold back. Enough time. There is still 1 year left until that day. March 3, 2030. That day. Countless mysterious fogs have appeared on Earth. Once in these fogs, we'll travel to another world. Since then, the era of national crossing has come. This time, I will never be exposed again. Bai Yi recalled his experience in his previous life. The irritation of incomparable remorse. Those fogs along with the world. It is precisely the world of anime that circulates on the primordial earth. Unfortunately, the first few worlds that descended were extremely unfriendly to ordinary people. The world of the great sword that is rampant by demons. Terrifying and bloody ghoul world. Wait a minute. So Bai Yi moved to think carefully. I want to accumulate some money by selling intelligence. I didn't expect that the man was a foreign spy. Then they were invited to a closely guarded place abroad. For the next 10 years. They use all kinds of temptations, torture. To obtain information that has descended the world. Those people will be liquidated sooner or later. The most important thing now is to be a pioneer. Gain power. Although the fog will not come until 1 year later. But actually from 3 days later. Various mysterious chests will appear all over the world. The lucky ones who get these mysterious chests will cross directly. Later generations called these people pioneers. These pioneers just don't die by chance. Come back alive. Will become a transcendent person far beyond ordinary people. And then by first mover advantage. Keep snowballing. Finally, become the boss of all parties. Bai Yi forced himself to calm down. Start planning your next move in your mind. The mysterious chest that appeared 3 days later. Not many of them. Probably only a few hundred. Most of them are some average level chests. Equipment with a little extraordinary ability. The most common skills. It is not worth mentioning in the afterlife. But the 2 most precious mysterious treasure chests are the contents of the treasure chest. But it is like a broken gear to cherish the powerful. One is the legendary soul talent, the Eye of Reincarnation. One is a legendary item, the Rebirth card. Props, skills, and talents for later generations. Divided into general, sophisticated, rare, epic, legendary, mythical. Bai Yi's eyes flashed with incomparable heat. It's a coincidence. These 2 props will actually appear on the uninhabited Tianhai mountain. There are still 3 days, that's enough. Bai Yi didn't want to waste a little time. Close the computer and get dressed. Get out the door and head to your destination. 3 days later on the Tianhai mountain. Bai Yi stood on a boulder. Look up and stare at the night sky. There are only various insects all around. Appeared. I saw several meteors suddenly appear in the sky. Among them, 2 of the most dazzling ones fell in the direction of Bai Yi. In just a few seconds, the meteor has disappeared. 2 treasure chests with a mysterious aura appeared in front of Bai Yi. He forcibly suppressed his agitated heart. Carefully touched to open the gold chest on the far left. The moment of touching, a voice sounded. Whether to open the legendary treasure chest? Bai Yi nodded repeatedly. Okay. The legendary treasure chest is opened. Congratulations on obtaining the unique legendary soul talent card, Reincarnation Eye. A flashing gold card directly appeared in Bai Yi's mind. It depicts a pair of reincarnation eyes containing 6 circles each. Bai Yi did not choose to open the card at this time. He knows. Once turned on, he will be immediately teleported to the world of Naruto. Another legendary chest cannot be obtained. Bai Yi withdrew his mind from the legendary talent card in his mind with difficulty. Quickly touched the legendary treasure chest that flashed with crimson golden light. Whether to open the legendary treasure chest? Yes. Congratulations on obtaining the unique legendary item, Reincarnation Card. A card flashing crimson gold directly appeared in Bai Yi's mind. Bai Yi could no longer hold back the excitement and joy in his heart. Ha 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 ha. Using the Rebirth card, the crimson gold card in his mind suddenly shattered. A mysterious energy traced Bai Yi's origin to a mysterious source point. Blink and disappear in place. A few days later, a swarthy donkey friend appeared at this place. He looked at the boulder in front of him. It always felt as if something very important had been lost. After looking for a few laps, reluctant to leave. At the same time, around the world, one after another, the lucky ones picked up the treasure chest and began their journey through the journey. Chapter 2. Where is this? Bai Yi felt that he was in a strange place. It was dark all around, as if he was surrounded by a warm liquid. According to common sense, it is easy to suffocate in this environment. But I do breathe freely. And the surrounding area exudes a reassuring atmosphere. It is a narrower hand and foot that cannot move freely. Suddenly, Bai Yi felt that there was a golden card full of mystery in his mind. The card is depicted with esoteric patterns. He recalled everything. Ha ha ha. It worked. The legendary soul talent card was indeed brought together. Bai Yi knew that his plan had succeeded. Previous life. One of the lucky ones was when he got his first chest card. Hold back without the option to open. After luckily searching for the second treasure chest card, I couldn't help but open it to be crossed. Later, after the return of the crossing, he couldn't help but send this out with some pride. Bai Yi concocted as he did. Sure enough, he obtained 2 legendary cards. Thoughts back to the present. Feel as if you are in the embryonic stage. Which powerful character has you reborn? Bai Yi began to wonder who he had been reborn. But embryonic state. He had no way of knowing what he looked like. But there was no panic. It doesn't matter which character. Definitely not weak. Bai Yi had faintly heard rumors in his last life. Someone has opened a treasure chest in a certain world. The life experience of the lucky person of this rebirth card. It is recorded that this lucky man seems to have been reborn into an alien race. The strength is incomparably strong. But in the end, it died at the hands of humans. Bai Yi was still a little worried in his heart. So the mind looked at the unused legendary talent card, on the Eye of Reincarnation. All kinds of esoteric streamers. It seems to draw a pair of eyes that touch the soul. Decisively open. Use the legendary talent card, Reincarnation Eye. He believes that no matter which character he is reborn, this powerful legendary talent, enough to sweep everything. Those anime worlds that appeared in later generations. Legendary level talents can only be possessed by fantasy species that can destroy the world. The card shattered instantly. The fragments turned into thousands of energy streams, rushing towards Bai Yi's soul and body. Bai Yi felt that every cell of his was undergoing a subtle metamorphosis. The soul is constantly being washed. Incredibly comfortable. Slowly, Bai Yi, who was still a fetus, fell asleep. Although Bai Yi slept over, but the transformation of the soul and body continues. Compared to physical modification after birth, the fetus's body is more easily shaped. The legendary talent card turned into a stream of energy, constantly melt and reshape every cell of the flesh. Each cell in the body is also getting stronger. In this way, the ability of the Eye of Reincarnation is applied. The most primordial imprint of Bai Yi's life. It is also gradually infested. The appearance of the fetus, which is different from ordinary people, begins to change. The body slowly tends to be human. But two horns slowly appeared on the head. The whole body was shrouded in a torrent of crimson golden. All this changes. Bai Yi, who was still sleeping, was quietly ignorant. It's so comfortable. Bai Yi, who had been sleeping for a while, woke up again. He clearly felt an unusual amount of energy. It is still the state of the embryo. There was a strong sense of power in my heart. As if gently moving. You can struggle out of the mother's body. Bai Yi hurriedly suppressed the impulse in his heart. He is not fully developed. It is not possible to leave the mother body early. Legendary Soul Talent, Reincarnation Eye card. Bai Yi's current spirit and body have been completely strengthened and transformed. Especially the spiritual aspect. Since the Eye of Reincarnation is a gift biased towards the soul, Bai Yi could feel that his spiritual perception had been able to break through the physical body. He first sensed his soul. A soul resembling a human embryo. Unlike humans, there are two horns on the head. And a tail. So different from the embryonic image of ordinary people. Let Bai Yi know that he was reborn, not a normal human being. It's alien. Fortunately, there is no particularly alien. It is still within the scope of acceptance. What Bai Yi didn't know was, he has not yet used the legendary soul talent, the Eye of Reincarnation. From the outside, the embryo develops insect-like joints. Has dark green skin. As long as a normal person sees it, will drink big. Demon, the poor monk can see at a glance that you are not human. Even the organs are different from humans. Fortunately, the legendary soul talent completely transformed Bai Yi to unleash legendary talents. And Bai Yi's soul and body, while being transformed by talent cards, it will also be affected by Bai Yi's subconscious. His subconscious. I still wish I was a humanoid race. So this transformative force, under the premise of being able to ensure that this body fits perfectly to undertake the Eye of Reincarnation, slowly transform it into a makeover, approaching the human appearance. Then Bai Yi's perception slowly enveloped his body. See. An embryo identical to his own soul. This made Bai Yi breathe a sigh of relief. It seems that my body has also been transformed. Even without contrast, I can also feel my body, now full of life energy. Sure enough, it is a legendary soul talent. Even if it is carrying the modified flesh, it is also enough to turn the flesh upside down. And there is also a mysterious power as if innate, lurking in the depths of my soul. Bai Yi sighed continuously in his heart. Legendary soul talent. It is given from the essence of life, so to speak. The legendary soul talent, the Eye of Reincarnation, has become the origin of Bai Yi. He is in the area of the Eye of Reincarnation. Will have a talent far beyond ordinary people. Chapter 3. Bai Yi found that his range of perception could continue to expand. Slowly break through from your own body to the environment in which the embryo is conceived. Finally, it finally broke through the mother. I want more and more nutrition. A giant ant-like creature in a dark cave. Swallow the bat in your hand in one gulp. My king. Asking for more nutrition. Soldiers, go quickly. Prepare more nutritious foods. Go, speed up the hunt. When Bai Yi's spirit came to the outside world, finally saw his mother in this life. A creature of giant ants. Human-like standing, more than 2 meters high. She is brutally devouring a dead fish. Surrounded by her, giant ants with other biological characteristics. These giant ants, generally 3 meters tall. Some have bat wings. Some have bear-shaped heads, others have gills. These giant ant soldiers while offering food. It is also guarding the mother who gave birth to this life. Bai Yi's spirit continued to extend. See where the mother lives. It is a dimly lit cave. The damp, dark smell pervades. There are quite a few giant insect cocoons in the cave. The height is about 3 meters, and the cocoon is light green. There are monsters bred from the cocoon to complete the crawl. These monsters are generally similar to ants, but there are also differences from ants. Some have fish-like scales. Some have centipede-like torsos. Some even have bird wings. When Bai Yi saw this, he had a strong sense of familiarity. This scene is the opening plot of the full-time hunter ant chapter. Am I not the Ant King who was reborn? The Ant King among full-time hunters. He instantly understood. Who is the character who is reborn himself? Is a full-time hunter with the highest individual potential. The king of the B-class biological group chimeric ants. That birth is the pinnacle. Defeat the Ant King, the president of the Hunter Guild. This is still the strength of the Ant King who is a premature baby. If the Ant King is born normally, Rose's bomb may not affect the Ant King. In the original book, it was the poison contained in the rose bomb that poisoned the Ant King. Even if you can't resist the rose bomb, it can also be dodged the moment President Nitro launches the rose bomb. Perhaps the premature Ant King's strength is not enough, and it is already known as the world's first. But his potential is definitely the strongest in the world. Stronger than all human beings in this world, there is no doubt about it. Suddenly, a familiar voice sounded in Bai Yi's mind. The Rebirth card is successfully used. The personal dawn panel is officially open. A virtual panel appeared in Bai Yi's mind. The corner of Bai Yi's mouth smiled. Later generations. Every human being who travels to another world will be given such a panel. There is only one function. Keep a detailed record of your strength. Because of the name of the panel, later generations called the mastermind behind the crossing the dawn. The thought moved. The personal panel is in front of you. Bai Yi, Miru M. Race, Chimera Ant. Title, King of Chimera Ants, in gestation. Current order, General Species, Potential, Bronze Species. Current level, Level 2. System, Read. Talent, Legendary Soul Talent Reincarnation Eye. Looking at the personal situation of the panel, Bai Yi is undoubtedly aware of his identity. Ha ha ha. It is worthy of being a rebirth card that has only appeared once in later lives. He was actually reborn as an Ant King. Bai Yi knew how powerful the potential of the Ant King's innate bronze species was. In the coming world, only 3 strength ranks appear in the dawning rating. General Species, Black Iron Species, Bronze Species. The most common is the General Species. As long as it contains extraordinary power, will be considered a General Species. Converted to a level of 1 to 50. The vast majority of later generations of traversers and monsters are in this rank. Then there is the Black Iron species that is in the category of peak powerhouses in the true sense. Grade range, 51 to 100. Each one is enough to destroy a city. Finally, there is the Bronze species that can be called the peak combat power in all major worlds. Grade range, 100 levels or more. As for whether there is a more terrifying rank on it, Bai Yi guessed that there was probably still some. However, the afterlife has not yet appeared. In the original, the terrifying power of the king of chimera ants is a natural bronze species. The performance is vivid. Chapter 4. As the final boss of the full-time hunter ant chapter. Before birth, Catwoman, Black Iron breed, one of his 3 companion guards. It made the protagonist and his party feel invincible. Kate, a powerful senior mind, died because of this. The Chancellor is the full-time hunter world's name for the transcendent. After that, the Ant King was born 2 months early. As a premature baby born shortly after birth. When the Ant King was born, it is the terrifying bronze species. He has a mind that far exceeds that of the 3 guards, Black Iron species. The amount of thought is equivalent to the chakra of the Hokage world, the chi of the Dragon Ball world. The special abilities shown in the Ant chapter after that are even more powerful. Bai Yi estimated. I'm afraid they are all abilities that are at least rare levels or higher. Dawn ability level classification. Average, excellent, rarity, rare, epic, legendary. This is in the afterlife. Only those protagonists in the true sense will have it. The first is ability. Devour the flesh and blood of those who have the ability to think, and enhance their own mindfulness. In the anime, the Ant King is in the palace of the Eastern Godo Republic. Seconds kill a whole body muscles of the mind ability. Devour its flesh and blood, and strengthen its own thoughts. Catwoman when she saw the Ant King devouring special humans. He even said, "So meow, this is the ability of the king." The second ability is to devour congeneraries. That is, the chimera ant. It can absorb all its powers, including its ability to think. The ability to read is equivalent to a special skill unique to an individual. It takes constant cultivation to obtain. In general, everyone's ability to read is almost not the same. In the anime, the Mengtuan Yupi and Kijipuff, 2 of the 3 guards of the Ant King, all of which are Black Iron species. In order to save the dying Ant King who was blown up by the rose bomb, take the initiative to liquefy your own flesh and blood to feed to Wang. The Ant King who absorbed the 2 guards. Not only restored as before. The strength is more than 1 step stronger. The already terrifying thought makes those who feel it desperate. Finally, the reborn Ant King got it. An enhanced version of Yuppie and Hyapfo's abilities. Wings grew. The reborn Ant King 4. Eliminate the ability to kill the cool. The sky does not know only me produced the fat doll Port Clin. Heaven does not know only me. It is a loan shark that lends the mind to the other party and is calculated at compound interest. Calculated by the fat doll Port Clin. Neither attack nor defense will hurt within the loan. If the amount of borrowing exceeds the maximum amount of the other party's thoughts, it will go bankrupt. Then the debt collector appears and forces the other party to enter a state of extinction for 30 days. It is also an enhanced version of Yuppie's ability. Changed the flesh and blood of the hands. The appearance is similar to a laser cannon. A lot of thoughts have accumulated in the hands. These thoughts are like cannonballs fired at once. Extremely explosive and destructive. The instantaneous burst of power destroyed a mountain. This is still a casual blow from the Ant King, and the power of the all-out shot will definitely increase exponentially. The third ability is its own circle. Circle, a common probing skill of the full-time hunter Neon system species. The range is sufficient to cover the entire Republic of Eastern Godo. It can be particleized and read other people's moods. Powerful enough thoughts. So that the Ant King can perceive everything within the circle range. Perceive the mood of others, and perceive each other's thoughts more. Neon has been shown many times in the original book that it can convey emotions. For example, at the entrance to the 200th floor of the Sky Arena Tower. Sisso's malice towards Zyja and Killua made it difficult for the 2 who had not learned to read it to resist, and their hearts were full of oppression. Bai Yi, who was still an embryo, knew that his future self would be very strong. As long as it grows smoothly, it is bound to become the strongest in this human world. The Dark Continent is currently unknown. It's just these three abilities shown by the Ant King in the original book. It is enough for anyone to have the strongest potential in this world. What's more, the Ant King, a terrifying creature born to be a bronze species, as the Ant King of this life, has powers that are difficult for other creatures in this world to have. I will definitely become the strongest in this world. And that's just a starting point. So, since then, I am Miruem. The names on the personal dawn panel in my mind gradually change. Chapter 5. Miruem returned his gaze to the outside world. Sure enough, the creatures in the cave had small panels on their heads. After being given a personal panel, Miruem is naturally able to probe other people's information. First, click on the information of the mother body of this life, the Queen Chimera. Chimera Queen Ant. Race, Chimera Ant. Title, Chimera Ant Queen. Current order, none. Potential, general species. Current level, level 0. System, none. Talent, epic feeding mating. Feeding mating. It is possible to fuse the genes of that organism into the next generation by eating other organisms. Each feeding can lay 1-5 ant eggs. Food mating is actually epic. It is worthy of being the mother body that can give birth to the Bronze Ant King. Miruem was a little shocked. Epic and legendary are only famous in later generations. But I haven't heard of anyone who has the existence. Is it because there is no awakening thought? So it's still just level 0? Miruem continues to check the information of other Chimera ants. Chimera Ant Soldier. Race, Chimera Ant. Designation, none. Current order, none. Potential general species. Current level, level 0. System, none. Talent, none. It's all the same level 0. This confirmed Miruem's conjecture. In this world, as long as you don't wake up, whether it's a bug weak enough to be trampled to death by a human foot, or a fierce giant bear monster, it's all just level 0. Miruem observes the cave. I don't know why the Queen of Ants who fell here. Not now. The one in the original book is so large that it runs through the entire mountain. Just shelter in a natural cave. The cave floor is littered with the remains of various animals. Near the entrance of the cave there are 7 green cocoons. 4 chimeric ants have been born out of their cocoons, guarding the site of the queen ant. According to the original, these 4 chimeric ants should be the lowest level chimera ants, soldier ants. As a social creature, the chimera ant has a very strict hierarchy, located at the top of the chimera ant pyramid. Naturally, the king and the queen, and then from top to bottom, respectively. Directly under the escort army. Division commander. Captain of the corps. Combatants. The class of the sundries. Looks like that. This is when the queen ant has just fallen into NGL. It's really a perfect timing. At this time, Miruem pondered. The current point in time should be in the original book. After the Island of Greed chapter, the beginning of the Ant chapter. The protagonists Xiajahe, Killua and Kate should still be in Kaki by now. Miruem carefully recalled the plot. At this time, all the soldiers and ants are born now, and there are only 7 of them. Miruem senses the life energy of chimeric ants that have not yet been born in the cocoon. Weak. Even at the embryonic stage, Miruem can also sense the life energy of these cocoons. Even if it is several times stronger, it is only harmonious. The life energy of the soldier ants that have been born is not much different. What's more, compared with itself now, it is a world of difference. The chimera ants in the 3 cocoons that have not yet been born are all soldier ants. The first division commander in the original book, Jurdo, is also nowhere to be seen. It seems that the soldier ants have not yet captured humans. This is good news. Malum, who knows the plot, deeply understands the selfishness of human genes. Based on the ability of queens to feed and mate. If you prey on humans, the next generation will be born with human genes. In the original, those who should have been loyal to the queen ant since birth. It is even more necessary to be loyal to the commanders of the division and the captains of the army. Just because it is fused into human genes. When the queen is alive, she acts for her own selfish desires. For example, the pangolin-shaped chimera ant that is singled out by the protagonist Xiaja. He even said his reasons for killing humans before the battle. Just to kill for the sake of pleasure. Not to find food for the queen. There is also the blood-spitting Captain Shrike who was punched by Xiaja with a guess. At the time of just awakening. Then there was an ambition to replace the king. These chimeric ants incorporate human genes. While possessing the wisdom of ordinary people, it also inherits the selfishness of human beings. Of course, wisdom is greatly improved. But the unity and devotion within the chimera ant is greatly weakened. Even Thalupf, one of the king's guards. On the surface, it was for the king to kill the wheat. Wheat is one of the humans who influenced Malum in the original book. In fact, it is against the king's will. In order for the king to act according to his own ideas. So as to satisfy their selfishness. Malum understands deeply. There is no way to control the human gene. Before the selfish influence on the chimera ant race. Chimera ants must not be allowed to integrate into human genes. To prevent the birth of monsters that are bad for themselves. For example, in the original. Kate, a senior mindful who was strangely reborn with her own mental ability. In just the human body. The rank of the general species. You can fight with the Black Iron Cat woman, one of the guards. After that rebirth. It is behind the body of the Black Iron species chimeric ant with abilities far beyond human potential. And the strength to grow up again can be imagined. It must multiply. At that time, the strength of the guards was most likely not his opponent. Chapter 6. And the upright hunting of humans. It is bound to be attacked by the strong of mankind. When lives are threatened. It is very likely that Malum was born early. He didn't want to be born as early as in the original. Because premature birth inevitably affects its own potential. The impact is not only potential, but also strength. In order to give birth to the most powerful king of the chimera ant race. Queen ants do their best to collect genes from powerful organisms. As well as adequate nutrition. In the original. The queen ant has been encouraging the unborn Wang to endure. It's not time to be born yet. Presumably it is. Wang does not yet have all the genes and potential that the queen has prepared for him. Wang's ability, or the physical ability, is not fully developed. The clearest argument is the ending of the Ant King in the original play. Poisoned by a rose bomb, what a ridiculous way to die. The simple truth, the more powerful the creature. Its own vitality, immunity, antitoxicity, the regenerative ability and so on must be stronger. Queen Ant from the Dark Continent. Be sure to understand the importance of antitoxicity. The queen ant itself needs to constantly feed on its prey. Give birth to offspring. For the continuation of the race. Chimera ants are bound to evolve in populations. Continuously strengthen the ability to resist poison. Toxins are very common in nature. Means used by predators in hunting. The king at the top of the chimera ant colony. The antitoxicity is certainly the strongest. The same goes for resilience, vitality, and so on. But Wang was still poisoned. One reason for this is human malice. The rose bomb is extremely toxin. On the other hand, it is very likely that Wang was born prematurely. Its own anti-poison ability has not been cultivated and perfected. It's just a semi-finished state. Come to think of it. Mail felt more and more that he could not hunt humans for the time being. I haven't been born yet. There is no way to control the ant clan now. It's hard to wait. Chimera ants that fused human genes were born. Chimera ants. It will definitely be discovered by the human powerhouse in advance like the original. And thus be crusaded. Mail must not go with the natural development of the plot. The reincarnation of that death ending in a past life. Without understanding the plot. Definitely hunting humans. And then it was discovered by the strong mindfulness among humans. In the end, it ended up like the original Ant King. But it was just Mail in the embryonic state. At this time, there is no power to influence the outside world. He suddenly remembered that he still had. The legendary soul talent information was not viewed. Since the legendary character replacement card is so powerful. Let me reincarnate the most promising creature in the full-time hunter world, the Ant King. Then the power that the legendary soul talent card brings me. It's not just about detecting the outside world. Mail concentrated. Click on the soul talent column in the personal information panel. Legendary talent Reincarnation Eye. Introduction. Reincarnation Eye by one of the most powerful abilities in the Hokage world. Reverse the origin. It has now become the sole origin of Miru. Has all kinds of incredible abilities. Ability 1, Full Attributes. Miru has the best attribute talent. Ability 2, 6 Paths of Reincarnation. Mail has access to 6 special abilities. Each ability activated creates a corresponding reincarnation avatar. Heavenly Deo, not activated. Hungry Ghost Road, not activated. Human Way, not activated. Azure Road, not activated. Animal Road, not activated. Hell Road, not activated. Looking at the information of the soul gift, Mail couldn't help but sigh. It is worthy of a legendary talent. Just a talent. There are so many powerful capabilities. The first is full attributes. Gene Miru. You can have the best attribute talent in any world. It's like Nagato itself in the Hokage world. Naturally possesses 6 chakra attributes. In the world of full-time hunters, full attributes allows Mail to be used perfectly. All other mental abilities. How scary it is to think about. It's just the king of traits. He can crush President Nitro in terms of strength and physical strength. One of the world's top 5 mindful abilities, the strongest in the world when young. If you can play the 100% characteristics of the strengthening system, Wang could never have been injured by the guild leader's ability to read the 100 Hands Guanyin. Even the explosive power of the Rose Bomb will not blow Wang to death. The power system of the hunter world Nian. An ability to manipulate life energy. You can freely manipulate the life energy, aura, that flows from your body. Used for attack or defense. Qualifications are required to open the mind. If you don't have extraordinary talents, forcibly opening your mind is a dead end. Chapter 7. The system of thought is the 6 major departments. Similar to the attribute of a ninja, the attribute of the spirit root of an immortal cultivator. They are: reinforcement system, increases the kinetic energy and force stored in the object. Can be physical strength. Change, can change the nature of thought. Embodiment, the transformation of thought into matter. Discharge department, radiating thought. Operation system, ability to manipulate matter and creatures with thought. Trait system, special ideas that do not fit into the above categories. Because each person's qualifications, personality, and growth environment are different, the department to which it belongs is also different. People can easily practice the mind of the department. Ideas that are not affiliated with the department are not easy to learn. Theoretically, each person has only one family of his own attributes. This department is not only the easiest to cultivate, and the energy of 100 can exert the power of 100. Other departments will continue to decrease according to a certain relationship. It is getting harder and harder to repair. And the energy of 100 will only exert the power of 80 or even 20. Take people in the trait department, for example. In addition to the trait department itself, the ability to cultivate the mind of the embodiment system and the operation department is the easiest to cultivate. But even if the cultivation is successful, it is also only 80% powerful. And the strongest ability that is farthest from the trait system. Theoretically, it is impossible to build. According to the original, the Ant King is the mind leader of the release department. However, even if it is not easy to exert the ability to strengthen the department, it is not easy. The Ant King still relies on his own terrifying physical qualities and terrifying thoughts. Head-to-head with the president of the Hunters Association. Now Malum is under the influence of soul gifts. Naturally, it can exert the capabilities of the 6 major departments to 100%. In this way, even if it is born early, will also crush the president with absolute strength. It is impossible to fight back and forth like the original. As for the 6 paths of reincarnation, Malum's heart welled up with the relevant awakening request. Each of these abilities needs to meet certain conditions to unlock them. The Heavenly Deo and the Azura Deo will not awaken until his physical development is complete. The animal road requires a contract with a creature. The contract is based on blood, and it can only wait until after birth. The human path needs to constantly devour the soul. The hungry ghost road currently conforms to the hunter world and needs to constantly devour thoughts or life energy. The Deo of Hell requires the activation of the other 5 Deo before it can awaken naturally. The current situation: only the human Deo and the hungry ghost Deo may be activated. In the original work, the commander of the major divisions that fused human genes, they have awakened the memories of their past lives. Then the ability of the queen to feed and reproduce. It's definitely not a simple fusion gene. It is very likely that the souls that ate the creatures were fused into the next generation. Then there must be a large number of soul fragments in the queen ant's body. As for the hungry ghost road, since the essence of the ability to think is vitality, hungry ghost Deo can absorb thoughts. Nature can absorb life force. In the final analysis, thought is nothing more than the natural loss of life force of living things. Miruem thought of this. Immediately decided to give it a try. He concentrated on urging the soul talent. Try to absorb the life nutrients that originally gave birth to you. Sure enough, it can be absorbed. Malum felt a part of the life energy being sucked into the depths of his soul. The words on the panel are not activated. Faded a little. At the same time, when urging talent, he sensed a large number of soul fragments. As the queen takes in organisms, it continues to enter the queen's body. On every gene ingested by the queen, it actually contained a soul fragment. No wonder the masters can awaken the memories of their past lives. The queen ants are pregnant with them. Subconsciously integrate the genes of the same life. After all, homologous genes. It is better to obtain the characteristics of this living being. In addition, soul fragments on homologous genes are also homologous. There will be continuous integration. Eventually the soul of this individual reappears. Regenerated human souls instantly suppress the instinct of the original ant clan. Eventually betrayed the chimera ant clan. Malum urged the talent to absorb these soul fragments. While analyzing the original, one by one, the leaders of the chimera ant division awakened the memories of their past lives. These division commanders were all eaten by the queen ant in their previous lives. The older the absorbed soul fragments, the more they get. He felt a slight increase in his soul power. I can feel it. Absorb these soul fragments. The ability of the human path will awaken. Also absorb more life nutrients. Hungry ghost Deo can also awaken. After the experiment, Malum immediately urged the talent with all his might. The terrifying talent bursts out with a powerful absorption ability, constantly absorbing soul fragments and life energy. Panel. The unawakened above the human Dao and the hungry ghost Dao is getting fainter. Eventually, disappear completely. Human way, awaken. Hungry ghost road, awaken. Chapter 8. Milium hurried to check the information after awakening. The joy in my heart is beyond words. Hungry ghost Dao. Status, awakened. Doppelganger, unmade. Degree of capacity development, 1%. It can absorb what comes into contact with itself, and the vitality and thoughts of living beings that have no life response. And after purifying the absorbed life force and thoughts to remove impurities, counter-complement itself. The human way. Status, awakened. Doppelganger, unmade. Degree of capacity development, 1%. The human path can be absorbed within the reach of the soul of ownerless souls and read memories, and purify the absorbed soul into the most essential power to nourish your soul. Milium, who has awakened these two great abilities. You can take all the life of the world as your own nourishment, as long as there is enough time to grow. It is only a matter of time before the whole world is single-handedly matched. The next step is to find a way to create 6 doppelgangers. After activating the two abilities, Milium is naturally capable of crafting 6 doppelgangers with special abilities. The 6 doppelgangers and the subject share a single mind and a shared vision. The principle is roughly the same as that of the Hokage world species Pain Rokudeo. Multitasking. Each doppelganger will be given corresponding abilities. Doppelganger death has no effect on the body. It's just that the flesh needs to be remade. That's not right. The production of the 6 doppelgangers is not in a hurry. Imperative. Ben Wang needs to temporarily stop the Queen from hunting humans. Delay the time to human discovery. Just hold on. Full of me. Born invincible to the human world. It must not be discovered by a human strong person before birth. Forcing yourself to be born by force. Milium thought to himself. After awakening the earthly path, he naturally possessed the ability to communicate with the spirit of the living body. He can communicate through this ability and the Queen. But there is some hesitation. Does the Queen suspect me? Regardless of the outcome. Try first. Fail before you do something else. Milium decided to communicate with the Queen Ant first. As long as the Queen supports. Whether it is decided to hold on to development for the time being. It's still a lot easier to go crazy and explode. He also didn't want to see the Queen Ant disagree with him. After all, the Queen Ant is the bearer of this life. Think and do it. Milium used the power of the human way. Linked to the Queen's soul. Queen Mother, I am the unborn king. The Queen Ant who is devouring food like gluttony. A pause. Milium's voice popped up in his head. King, my child. You've been born with wool, great. The Queen after hearing this sound. Feel very close to the owner of this voice. Derived from the connection of bloodlines. It was convinced without the slightest hint of doubt. This is the king who is being conceived in his belly. This is the Queen's instinctive identification of her own children. Don't be born in a hurry. Child, I will prepare a lot of nutrition for you. It will surely breed you into the most powerful creature. King, you will eventually lead the race to world domination. Immediately after, the Ant Queen comforted her child with some worry. She was afraid that her child would be born in a hurry and would not be fully developed. Milium could feel that the Queen Ant was convinced of herself. Although I don't know what the reason is. Perhaps it is trust from the bloodline. But this is undoubtedly the best start. Queen Mother. I know. Not yet fully conceived. It is not enough to support this king to dominate the world. I will wait until the end of pregnancy. Milium involuntarily explained to the Queen. Ant. I want to ease the Queen's worries. But I was given God. See future scenarios. The Chimera ants will eventually be defeated by the strong of humans. Even the mighty king can't stop it. While speaking, Mailum remembered himself as the scene of the original book passed to the Queen's mind. The forced early birth of the future Ant King. Betrayal of the division commander. The sacrifice of the three major guards one after another. Human terrible evil thoughts appeared in the Queen's mind. The Queen Ant can't help but be infected by the tragic future of the Ant tribe. The scene eventually progresses to the time when he dies as the king of the Ant tribe. The Queen couldn't hold back any longer. Nope. The Queen Ant was full of grief, and tears were involuntarily left. Is this the future of my clan? King. Mailum felt the pain of the Queen Ant. The voice is softer. If King Ben does not awaken the memory of the future, then this is the future of my people. My child. Wang. My people will never repeat the mistakes of the past. Unexpectedly, the root cause of the failure of the Ant tribe was actually weak humans. Some elite humans can actually match the division commander. Even the escorts. But definitely not Wang's opponent. Wang, rest assured. I will produce more soldiers. Hunt enough prey at all costs. Advance the king to be more powerful. The Queen Ant who learns what the future holds. The obsession with successfully giving birth to an Ant King is even stronger. At the same time, there seems to be something faintly going to break through the body of the Queen Ant. Chapter 9. Mailum understood that the Queen Ant was destroyed after learning that the future Ant group would be extinguished. It is inevitable to go to the forefront of self-conception at all costs. Let yourself be born ahead of time with a more perfect body. But it still is. Betting the future on whether the human powerhouse will strike according to the memory time. Queen Ant, as king. This king will inevitably dominate the world. Now that the future is known, humans are not to fear. But what the people did at this time was. It needs to be when the strength is not strong enough. Hide and avoid being discovered by the human powerhouse. Instead of crazy thugs hunting all living things. Sooner or later, it will be discovered by the human powerhouse. As long as this king comes to life safely, everything will come to an end. The Ant Queen listened to Wang's thoughts. Can't help but explode the army, before the human powerhouse discovers. The idea that Wang had conceived in advance was shaken. But Wang Wan was pregnant for a while. The greater the risk of being discovered and cleared by humans. Mailum heard the Queen's concern and explained again. Now that we know what will happen in the future. Before I was born. Hunt as many non-human life forms as possible. Risk can be avoided to the greatest extent. Human beings are the kind of race that does not concern itself. We will not be attacked because we hunt other beasts. Wait until the king is fully developed, and then change the action. The Queen Ant pondered the words of the king in her mind. The worry is much lowered. King, my child. You were born carrying an entire race. The Queen Mother believed. Knowing the future, you will definitely lead our family to the top. Now that you have been born with consciousness. Then I will hand over the core management authority of the Ant clan to you. Whatever decision you make later. The Queen Mother will always be standing behind you. O King, access to the spiritual network of my tribe, and all the people of the clan will act according to the king's instructions. Let it go, my child. The Queen decided to give control of the Ant clan to the king now. The decision of the king who can predict the future development of the Ant clan. You can't go wrong. Of course, even without the ability to understand the future. The Queen Ant will also support the Ant King without hesitation. Because that is the king of the entire Chimera Ant family. The Queen Ant's voice just fell. Mailum felt a spiritual force touching his soul. He knew it was the spirit network of the Ant clan. He embraced the spirit. Gain the Cherish level skill, Chimera Ant Spirit Network, dominated by Miruem. The Chimera ant family is a network of ethnic communication centered on Miruem. Miruem can relay information to Chimera ants from a distance and give the Chimera ants different class mandates. There were 8 spiritual contact points in Miruem's mind. One of them is located on the side. A trace of intimacy keeps coming, it should be the Queen Ant. Surrounded by himself and the Queen Ant, there are 3 soldiers' contact points. He also felt that he had the greatest authority over this spiritual network. Can block anyone's communication, even the one's core queen. It seems that the Queen Ant has transferred all the permissions to herself. Miruem looked at the introduction of skills on the panel. Such a precious skill was actually handed over to himself. He was touched by the Queen's trust, or rather his maternal love. In his last life, he felt his mother's love for the first time, both orphans. Once due to memories of past lives. The mustard for the Queen's appearance has also disappeared. One more reminder. Miruem was also a crosser in his previous life. From Earth to Parallel World does not have those anime on Earth. Through the point of contact, Miruem's words can directly sound in the heart of the other party. As the owner of the greatest authority, Miruem can also limit the scope of communication for each point of contact. Not only that, he can also know what these communication points communicate with each other, and directly understand the ideas expressed by these Chimera ants. He tried to give an order to a soldier. Pick up the bones in the ground, ordered crab-looking soldier. Without the slightest doubt, he immediately picked up the bones on the ground. Wait quietly for the next step. After the actual operation, Miruem learned that the true function of this spiritual network was the second half of the sentence. Determine the class of each Chimera ant. The king with the most authority. There is no doubt that he is already the true king of the ant clan. Even if there is a soldier ant that is strong enough to rival the division commander. If not given the status of division commander by Miruem in the spiritual network, he will always be a soldier ant in the hearts of other Chimera ants. There is no king's approval. No matter how strong the strength is, it will not be recognized by other Chimera ant classes. Chapter 10. Inside the cave. The remaining 3 soldiers have also hatched and been born. They were waiting for the king's instructions. Soldiers, go and bring enough food for the Queen Mother. And it is strictly forbidden to hunt such erect creatures. Accompanied by the command, Miruem transmitted human appearance to the minds of soldiers. This is to prevent Chimera ants from being discovered by humans. Chimera ants that are still developing need a stable environment. Squeak. Cha. Goo. The soldiers raised their voices, responded to the king's orders, and set out on hunt. Loyalty engraved in the flesh allows soldiers who go out to hunt. Even if his life is in danger, he will not disobey the king's orders. The remaining 2 Chimera ants remained in the cave to protect the queen and the unborn king. The primary goal now is to have enough soldiers able to protect the queen and bring enough food. In the field now. Although Chimera ants have no natural predators, they are not many in number. Wildlife remains a threat to queen ants. It is imperative to give birth to enough soldier ants to protect the safety of the queen. Miruem also knew that no amount of soldier ants could compare to the captain. But the birth of a soldier captain consumes resources. Several times more soldiers. Whether it's a soldier captain or a soldier ant, it has the advantage of crushing properties for ordinary wild animals. In order to accumulate resources as quickly as possible, the best way is to have the queen produce a large number of soldiers to hunt, and then concentrate resources to breed the head of the division. Even a strong person at the level of the escort army. Then these strong people hunt those who have the ability to read. It stands to reason that ordinary humans can also provide enough nutrients. You don't have to hunt for those who have the ability to think. Hunters may also be in danger of overturning. But now the way the queen absorbs nutrients is still to eat. The rate of feeding can limit the nutrient intake of the queen. This in turn limits the rate of development of the chimera ant race. Especially influenced the birth of the king. Only by improving the nutritional level of the food taken by the queen ant as soon as possible, the chimera ant family can develop rapidly, so that humans have no time to react. Mail never forgot. From Catwoman, one of the three major escorts. The original protagonists Xiaja and Killua who escaped from death. Unexpectedly, he encountered the Hunter Guild leader Nitro's raider team. The guild leader was not surprised by what happened to little Jackie. Apparently, the situation of the chimera ant family has long been known. The full-time hunter world has a strange ability to read. In the original book, Miss Neon has the ability to predict the future. As president of the Hunters Association, it must be someone who knows the future and can predict the future. Otherwise, he would not have planted a rose bomb in his heart in advance. For the sake of fighting with the Ant King with all his might. Has the ability to die with the Ant King. To prepare for the future. Miruem must let the Ant clan have enough strong people in advance. In the original work, there are only 3 escorts. It is because the Queen Jean instinctively believes that 3 are enough to protect the birth of the king. No more consuming nutrients. Concentrate nutrition for Wang. Miluem as the king of this world. It is completely possible for the Queen Ant to give birth to enough escorts, thus bringing more mindful creatures to themselves. Let yourself be pregnant with better perfection. A large number of guards have been loyal to the king since birth. A guardian is difficult to match the Captain Nitro level powerhouse. I don't believe that dozens of escorts cannot match. Back to the present. Miluem felt sleepy. After all, he was a fetus that was still gestational. He commanded the Queen Ants to give birth to 1,000 soldiers. Do not produce a higher level of chimera ants. And let the Queen Ant accumulate enough energy to give birth to the guard. Inform yourself. Then fall asleep and regain your spirits. According to Maluem's calculations, the Queen produces 1,000 chimera ant soldiers. Then let these 1,000 chimera ants hunt in search of food. It is the fastest way to meet the energy needs of the birth escort. After the Queen Ant felt that Wang fell into a deep sleep, slowly stroking the abdomen, his face was full of kindness and happiness. My child. Mom will definitely stop at nothing to let you be born safely. The Queen Ant pondered Maluem's arrangement. Think about the number of soldiers of all types, and immediately start full production. Not only because of the king's orders. All the more because she wanted to hear Wang's voice again as soon as possible. Time slowly passed for nearly 1 month. In the case of the queen reluctant to give birth day and night, the chimera family developed rapidly. The number of soldiers remained at about 1,000. The Queen Ant was also transferred from the original cave to a high mountain. Yamani is well connected. The Queen Ant inhabits the deepest part of the mountain. Chimera ant soldiers are constantly transporting their prey to the burrow. For the queen to feed and accumulate nutrients. Chapter 11. On the 29th day after Maluem's deep sleep, Queen Ants after eating their last prey feel that in addition to the normal maintenance of the nutrition of the pregnant ant king, an additional amount of energy has been accumulated that is enough to nurture the guards. I couldn't help but be happy to finally hear the child's voice again. Immediately concentrated and sent a message to the king in the abdomen. Wang, wake up! The nutrition that gave birth to the first guardian has been saved enough. Wake up, kid! Maluem, who is sleeping to recover his spirits. Hearing the cordial call, he instantly sobered up. He sensed that a huge amount of life energy had accumulated in the Queen Ant's body. Queen Mother, you have worked hard, start giving birth to the guards. Maluem saw the emaciated figure of the Queen Ant. Feel that strong maternal love. The tone became more and more cordial. Hear this hard work. The Queen Ant suddenly felt dizzy. The happiness almost fainted, and the state was more satisfied than ever. However, the queen ant did not forget the business. King, my child. Start breeding your first guardian now. Mailum also knew. This is the best moment to conceive one of your 6 doppelgangers. Turn the first escort into his own 6 doppelgangers. Is the best deal. Which one to choose? Miruem couldn't help but hesitate. After all, it is the first doppelganger and needs to be carefully considered. The ability of the early human path can only absorb the soul of the ownerless. Hungry Ghost Road, on the other hand, can wield powerful melee combat abilities. With the domineering of absorbing the life energy, the Hungry Ghost Dao is enough to protect itself in the world in front of the Dark Continent. Mailum made a decision. It is safest to give birth to a Hungry Ghost doppelganger first. The thought moved. The soul talent was activated instantly. The queen began to breed the most central position of the guard. The original embryo was completely transformed into a Hungry Ghost Road embryo. Then it is slowly conceived by the queen. After the Hungry Ghost Road was successfully manufactured, Mailum found himself as if he had 2 perceptual perspectives. One is ontological, and the other is hungry. The soul talent gives Mailum a similar dual-minded ability. It's not just dual purpose, with the production of 6 doppelgangers. Mailum naturally learns to do both. The ability to use 4, 5, and 6. In fact, this ability tends to be more instinctive. The 6 doppelgangers and ontologies can be seen as combining together to form a living being. This living being has only one mind at work. With the conception of the queen, the huge amount of life energy accumulated during this time, constantly rushing to the Hungry Ghost Road embryos. Mailum also began to take the initiative to activate the ability of the Hungry Ghost Road. Continuously accelerate the absorption of life energy. In the blink of an eye, the Hungry Ghost Road developed faster and faster, and even the limbs began to stretch. The time when the queen conceived the first guard. I couldn't help but be surprised by such a short time. But if you feel that the development is very healthy, you don't think about it much. Just over 10 minutes. The queen felt that the egg breeding of the guards was complete. From the outside, the queen's abdomen is held high, far larger than when the soldiers were conceived. The queen knew it was time to give birth and couldn't help but start shrinking her belly. The surrounding soldier ants in charge of delivering babies saw this. They all stepped forward to help the queen give birth. With the queen ant producing hard, a giant egg that exudes an aura of terror slowly emerged from the tail of the queen. The soldiers and ants around couldn't help but be suppressed by this breath. In the instinct of life, creeping around the queen. Seeing this, Mailum said, "Can't help but weaken the breath of life." The soldier ants who delivered the baby felt the pressure suddenly clear. After getting up and returning to normal, follow the delivery steps. The giant egg produced by the queen is moved to a separate incubation room next to it. Separate incubation room. A giant 3-meter egg stands. From above, there was a constant sound of a powerful heartbeat. It would have taken days to guard the eggs. After being accelerated by the Hungry Ghost Dao ability, it only took more than 10 minutes to conceive. Now Miruem Hungry Ghost Road continues to use its abilities. Quietly accelerates the absorption of nutrients in the egg. Visible to the naked eye. As the dark green giant egg slowly becomes lighter in color, the body of Miruem Hungry Ghost Road gradually matured. Half a day later, the dark green giant egg was close to transparent. Suddenly, shh! A red hand stabbed out of the giant egg. With the rupture of the outer capsule of the giant egg, a humanoid with a crimson body appeared. Muscular and 3 meters tall, his whole body is full of oppression. There is a pair of horns on the head. The most striking thing is the pair of mysterious circle eyes. The powerful tail constantly pumped air. A cracking sound came. Finally! Finally! Born! Whoosh! 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 Miruem Hungry Ghost Road shouted excitedly. And he exudes his thoughts without any scruples. The dark thought burst out instantly. The mountain range where the anthill is located. Shrouded in the thought of Miruem Hungry Ghost. Every creature in the mountain. They all felt this amazing sense of oppression, and they all crawled to the ground. Miruem is now dual-minded. There are two perceptual worlds. One is the king who is still in the embryonic stage. One is everything that the Hungry Ghost Road perceives. After all, the Hungry Ghost Road is actually Miruem. Even if Miruem Wang dies, Miruem will also be resurrected on the other 6 bodies. The soul will also be transferred. Miruem Hungry Ghost senses his own body. Muscles full of strength. Terrifying thoughts. All made Miruem deeply addicted. Chapter 12. To Miruem's surprise, Hungry Ghost Road actually has a separate personal dawn panel. Hungry Ghost Dao. Race, Chimera Ant. Title, King's Guard. Current rank, Black Iron Class, Dominant Grade, Potential Black Iron Class. Current level, Level 55. System, Neon the whole department. Thoughts, 550,000. Talent. Epic Talent 6 Paths of Hungry Ghost Road. It can absorb what comes into contact with itself. And life forms that do not respond to life. Vitality and thought. And after purifying the absorbed life force and thoughts to remove impurities. Counter-complement itself. Miruem felt incredible. Is this where the legendary talent is truly terrifying? The made avatar would actually be considered a separate individual by dawn. This is a huge advantage. It's worth putting to good use. Miruem had a vague idea in his mind. At the same time, the amount and level of up to 550,000 thoughts on the panel. Let him know. In the world of full-time hunters, the amount of thought is directly linked to the level. About 10,000 thoughts equals level 1. Hungry Ghost Dao at this time 550,000 terrifying thoughts in the human world. It is a top powerhouse in the true sense. But he didn't forget. Mind the world of ability. A huge amount of thought, of course. It can give people a huge advantage. But not an absolute victory factor. The ability to read is strange. The slightest moment will overturn. For example, the newborn king in the original work. The amount of thought is definitely bigger than the Hungry Ghost Road at this time. But still killed. So it's not the time to swell yet. It's just the dominant level in the Black Iron species. The Black Iron species represents the energy level of the living body. The suffix of the general level represents its combat capability. Dawn will be the same rank of combat ability. Divided from low to high. Normal, Elite, Commander, General. And finally only the legendary king level exists. There will always be some geeks in every world. It can exert powerful combat power with a small amount of energy. Miruem knew that the birth of the Hungry Ghost Road was only the first step. The first step to the smooth conception of being able to protect one's own body. But his ambitions are more than that. It is not only necessary to ensure the smooth conception of the body. It is also necessary to let the body absorb nutrients far beyond the original. Before he was born, Miruem could absorb energy with maximum efficiency. To strengthen their physical and mental strength. Even the essence of life. After birth. The same degree of reinforcement for the ontology. The resources required will be several times more than before birth. There are even flaws that are difficult to repair. Miruem wants to make his heritage stronger before he is born. It's still low-key, calm. Calm. Come to think of this. Miruem Hungry Ghost Road instantly converged his thoughts. Feel the terrifying oppression around you disappear. The various animals on the mountain breathed a sigh of relief at the same time. They also had no intention of foraging for food, and they all fled the mountain with a hissing frenzy. With the strength of the Hungry Ghost Dao at this time, It is enough to run amok with NGL, the current location of the queen ant. Hunt prey powerful enough to keep the queen safe and secure. Will the escort continue to be bred later, or more division commanders? Mail pondered how to quickly expand the power in his hands next. Think about it. Chimera ants of the division commander level are not necessary to produce at this stage. Chimera ants of this level even awakened their minds. It is still a commodity that is very likely to be defeated by a master of Neon ability. It is better to continue to breed chimera ants at the level of the guardian army. The chimera ant of awakening is not an opponent. Only the best minds. It is possible to defeat the escort of the chimera ant clan. Finished thinking. The next step is to hunt enough prey to ensure the nutrition of the new guards. Let the human road be born. Mailum's ontology moved. Start self-directing and self-acting to convey tasks to the Hungry Ghost Road. Hungry Ghost said. Below you need to hunt enough prey in 5 days. Born with a new escort. After speaking, Mailum stared at the personal dawn panel of Hungry Ghost Road. Ding! Black Iron level mission hunting. Within a world of 5 days. Hunt enough to give birth to a new guardian. Mission reward, 1 Black Iron medallion. Do you want to claim the task? Watching really triggered the task. Mailum felt a rush of excitement. Quickly operate the Hungry Ghost Road and click to collect the task. It's no wonder that the Afterlife Rebirth card is rated as legendary in the Dawning system. The reincarnated entity has a personal panel like a traverser. You can also publish tasks. In particular, the 6 doppelgangers are regarded as separate individuals by Dawn. This allows the 6 doppelgangers and the body. Even 6 doppelgangers brush each other's quests. Mailum thought about the future mission. I was about to faint happily. It's a pity. Dawn is not like the Lord God. Various redemptions are available. Nor can you learn skills quickly. The only thing that can help the crosser. 1 is the personal panel. Let the traverser have a clear understanding of his own strength. There is also a limit-breaking chapter that must be obtained after triggering the mission. Chapter of Breaking the Limit. As the name suggests. When living beings reach the limit of their potential. Limit breaking can be done using the limit breaking chapter. Advance to the next step. The reward for this mission, the Black Iron chapter. It is a general species that can reach the peak of level 50. Advance to Black Iron. Chapter 13. In the Afterlife. Every limit-breaking chapter is extremely precious. On the one hand, because the task is too difficult to trigger. The first choice is that the plot characters sincerely want to release the mission. And it's up to you to trigger it. On the other hand, the characters who often issue tasks are far stronger than the traversers. The resulting task is also very difficult. Very few have been successfully completed. Although Dawn's mission reward is only this one. But it has almost no restrictions on crossers. Even if its existence is revealed to the natives, it does not matter at all. Nor will it be forced to complete the task. Compared to the main god space that is erased at every turn. It can be described as the most benevolent. Watching the countdown of the Black Iron level mission begin. Mailum Hungry Ghost Road immediately spread his circle. Circle, an applied detective skill of a mind. The place where one's thoughts spread outward, shrouded, can be perceived. In an instant, it covered a radius of thousands of meters. He sensed all kinds of warcraft. There is no shortage of life energy that can be comparable to the level of a soldier captain. Before in the spirit network, Mailum sensed that many chimera ants were killed by these monsters. Mailum decided to hunt powerful monsters with a radius of thousands of meters as fast as possible. It's not just because it is difficult for ordinary soldier ants to hunt these monsters. Some were even counter-killed. All the more because the life nutrition of these warcraft is enough. It can speed up the rate of nutrient accumulation by the queen and complete the task. Mailum Hungry Ghost Road sensed the nearest monster. A monster resembling an eagle body is frantically fleeing. Obviously he was frightened by the breath of the hungry ghost road just now. But it was too close to the queen's nest before. After aiming at the prey, the back of the hungry ghost Dao continued to bulge, and a pair of red wings broke out of the back. The most feared thing is the bone blade that flashes with cold light on the edge of the wing. The entire wing has no so-called feathers, one by one, full of power. Admire your wings. His knees gradually bent and bent. The muscles of the legs swelled instantly. Blood-red ribs are clearly visible. Hunting. Here we go. Rumble. The hungry ghost road has disappeared. There is only one giant crater several meters deep. The mountain is constantly thumping. Bang. Bang. The sound came. It was as if some monster was breaking through the mountain. Eventually, halfway up the mountain, with a loud bang, the hungry ghost road rushed out of the mountain at an extremely fast speed, and spread his magic wings. Fly towards the fleeing Hawkman monster. The eagle body demon beast seemed to sense great danger. Fight hard to flap the wings. Extremely fast speed to the next level. The spirit is always tense with it. Suddenly, I saw a shadow descending beside him. A desperate breath comes over the face. What kind of monster is this? The body is completely unable to move. The body of the beast suddenly stiffened. Move. Move fast. The eagle body demon beast shouted madly in his heart. But to no avail. Seeing that I am about to fall from a height, a sharp pain came from the chest. He lost consciousness. The tail of the hungry ghost Dao easily pierced the body of this demon beast. Miruam hungry ghost road was a little surprised at the fragility of this monster. Then stay in mid-air, overlooking the vast forest below. My heart couldn't help but be full of heroism. This will be the starting point for my domination of the world. Collected his ambitions. It's time to get down to business. Miruam hungry ghost road. Fly down from the sky with your prey with your tail sticked. Find the nearest chimera ant soldier. Order it to bring its prey back to the nest, for the queen to devour. Then he himself is centered on the queen's nest. Keep hunting. Soon after. Roar. Oh. In the field centered on the queen, there was a constant roar, scream, cry of the loss of miserable life. A brown bear several meters tall. Piranha with sharp teeth. The 8-armed demon ape and so on. A corpse of a demon beast that exudes a powerful aura. Transported by soldier ants to the queen's nest. Nutritious. Nourishment. What an abundance of nutrition. Delicious. It's so delicious. The queen ant frantically devoured the bodies of these high-level monsters. The taste is far more than those ordinary beasts. It also contains far more than the nutrients it contains. Chapter 14. In just 3 days, Miluam Hungry Ghost Road cleared out powerful monsters with a radius of thousands of meters. It's not that these monsters are weak. Some warcraft are difficult to fight even by powerful minds. It's that the Hungry Ghost Road is too powerful. The terrifying strength of the level 55 Black Iron species. No warcraft was able to escape. Miruam Hungry Ghost Road is on the hunt. Constantly use the ability of the Hungry Ghost Way. Absorb the life energy dissipated by these monsters after death to strengthen themselves. The number of thoughts gradually increased to 560,000. The level has also come to level 56. With the continuous use of the Hungry Ghost Dao ability, the development progress of the Hungry Ghost Road of Miruam Ontology Panel, it gradually increased from 1% to 3%. He had a hunch when the development reached 10%. The ability of the Hungry Ghost Dao will be transformed. Feel that the hunting mission is about to be completed. Miluam felt more and more. The first projection shows how correct the Hungry Ghost Road is. Hungry Ghost Dao after hunting powerful monsters with a radius of thousands of meters. So he continued to hunt those ordinary monsters. Why not continue to expand the hunting range? That's because the Hungry Ghost Road is a priority. It is the smooth birth of the protection body. Just a few kilometers in circumference. The circle of the Hungry Ghost Road itself. You can clearly perceive the wind and grass around you. I can feel the nest for the first time. If you go any further, it is inevitable that there will be unexpected situations. At the same time, the Black Iron level hunting mission has almost been completed. Hunting ordinary warcraft is simpler. It's also faster. Enough to complete the task in time. In these 3 days. Around the nest of chimera ants, there are constantly soldiers dragging their prey to the nest. These prey are fatal with one blow. Most are killed without knowing what they are. This is multiverse in order to ensure the integrity of the prey. So that the queen ant can absorb more nutrients. Therefore, the damage to the body of the prey is reduced as much as possible. Judging from these corpses consigned by soldier ants. If it weren't for the head being burst. Or the heart is pierced. Although the Hungry Ghost Road controlled the power as much as possible. But I didn't expect the body of ordinary warcraft to be so fragile. There are still many prey whose heads have been directly burst. 4 days have passed since multiverse Hungry Ghost Road cleared the surrounding monsters. Finally, the voice of Dawn appeared in multiverse's mind again. Black Iron level mission hunting. Finish. Rewards are distributed. A Black Iron chapter appeared in multiverse's mind. He can give this limit-breaking seal to any living being. After admiring for a while, Miruem no longer pays attention. Now the Black Iron chapter is of little use to him. More important things. It is that now the Queen Ant has accumulated enough energy. The next escort can be conceived. Compared to the first operation, Miruem is undoubtedly quite proficient. This time will urge the innate ability. The beginning of the familiar road gave birth to a second escort. Relative to the breeding of hungry ghosts, the conception of the human path should seem slower. After all, it cannot spontaneously accelerate the engulfing of nutrients. However, this time the nutritional preparation of the human path is more sufficient. The queen ant is projecting nutrients to the human tract at maximum speed. Slowly a small embryo was formed. And constantly developing. A week has passed. In the nest of the chimera ant family, a huge insect cocoon stands in the incubation room. Miruem Hungry Ghost Road quietly guarded the side of the giant cocoon. The warcraft with a radius of thousands of meters has also been cleared. Just in case. Miruem Hungry Ghost Road temporarily guards the side of the newborn guardian egg. Mountains of corpses are constantly being made into fist-sized meatballs by miscellaneous soldiers. Sent to the queen ant. For the queen to eat. The time has come for the birth of the Tao of Earth. Perception of the human path body development is complete. Miruem knew that the human path was born. The giant cocoon that hatched Miruem human road instantly broke. The creatures inside were exposed. Humanoids 2 meters tall. Slender physique. The whole body is white. The face is covered with a bone mask. Covers the upper part of the face. There is a pair of white wings on the back. Like an angel. Most striking. It is the pair of reincarnation eyes like the path of hungry ghosts, full of oppression. Chapter 15. Miruem human road is like the road of hungry ghosts. It's all absorbed warcraft genes. The difference is, the hungry ghost road is based on the genes of terrestrial monsters. Strength is its biggest standout. The human road is mainly based on the genes of flying monsters. Speed is the biggest advantage. But whether it is the way of the world or the way of hungry ghosts, their protrusion point is speed or power. It's all comparisons with other aspects of yourself. Even the relatively weak power of the human path. It is also far more than high-level warcraft. Not to mention humans. Miruem feels even more wonderful now. One heart 3 use. Manipulate the Dao of the world, the Dao of hungry ghosts, and the body respectively. The perceptual field of view of the three parts is summarized simultaneously to Malyumna. His awareness of his surroundings instantly rose to a higher level. Sure enough, the human Dao also has a personal dawn panel. Malyum clicks on the personal dawn panel of the earthly road. The human way. Race, Chimera Ant. Title, King's Guard. Current rank, Black Iron Class, Dominant Grade, Potential Black Iron Class. Current level, Level 55. System, Neon the whole department. Thoughts, 550,000. Talent. Epic talent 6 paths of the human way. Can absorb ownerless souls within the reach of the soul. And read the memory. And purify the absorbed soul into the most essential power. To nourish your soul. Since the Dao of the world has been born. It's time to expand the hunt. Miruem was seriously considering his next steps. The extremely fast human road is more suitable for hunting. With the strength of the bronze species. The vast majority of prey. All it takes is one hit. The efficiency of the hunt is already maximized. Such words. It is only necessary to increase the time it takes for the prey to be transported back to the nest. It can speed up the efficiency of the whole hunt. Come to think of this. Malyum ordered directly in the psychic network. All flightless soldiers were recalled. There are about 600. Let them center on the nest. Keep clearing all the obstacles. Trees, rocks, small creatures, etc. Began construction of ground tops for flying soldiers transporting their prey. At the same time, the Queen was instructed to produce about 1,000 more flying soldiers. Expand troops. After a series of orders were given, Malyum finally had time to try his hand at the ability to go down to the earth. The human way tries to absorb soul fragments from the lair. He could feel that the development of the human path on the panel had advanced slightly. Looking at the 2 black iron guards in the cave, Miruem was temporarily relieved of his safety. As the Black Iron Guardian of the Chimera Ant clan, its strong strength has been vividly reflected in the original work. Especially now after having an epic talent of one of the 6 realms of reincarnation. It is enough to compete with a master at the level of President Nitro of the Hunter Association. President Nitro was the #1 hunter when he was young. It is also strong in the black iron species. Although the strength of the old is seriously declining. But also extremely powerful masters. The hungry ghost Dao and the human Dao have been born. The other 4 will not be conceived until I am born. Then it's time to give birth to other guards. Malyum knew. Now the president has known through prophecy. The place where the Chimera Ant family exists. Of course, its own race has not attacked any human beings at present. But if it is not my people, their hearts will be different. There is no guarantee that humans will not directly attack. As mentioned earlier, without addressing the selfishness of human genes. Malyum is an ant family that does not allow queens to give birth to human genes. About this, Malyum had already thought of a preliminary method. However, follow-up trials are needed. For the birth of a new escort, the pace of hunting must be accelerated. Malyum calculated inwardly. Follow the timeline of the original. Kate and her party will be in NGL in about a month. It is inevitable that traces of miscellaneous soldiers will be found. The most important thing is the president of the Hunter Association. Nitro came with a rose bomb. This is no small threat. There was not much time left for Malyum to develop. At the current pace of resource access and development, 3 more Guardian-level Black Iron species Chimera Ants. 1,000 flying soldier ants. It is necessary to give birth to this king with all our might. That way before the arrival of Nitro. Let the king be born smoothly. Thinking of this, Malyum's plan became clearer and clearer. Chapter 16. Just after Malyum explained his thoughts to the Queen Ant, The voice of the queen ant suddenly sounded in his mind. King, my child. The 2 major guards are enough to protect the safety of ant nests. It is time to provide all the nutrients to the king. Ensure the smooth conception of the king. Since learning about the future of the ant clan, the queen knows it. The most important thing at the moment is the birth king. Only the king was born. Only ant tribes have a future. Malum vaguely felt the urgency of the queen ant. Don't worry, Queen Mother. Nurture the life energy needed by the 3 guardians. Less than 1% of what King Ben needs. The king needed enough escorts to expand the hunting range. Then hunt powerful enough creatures. Only in this way can the needs of the king be satisfied. As long as it is implemented normally and smoothly according to the plan. Enough for me to conceive success. The day I was born. It is the time when the king comes to the human world. The queen ant sensed the breath of the king who was gestation. How powerful! Not only in magnitude. It is an essential strength. Even if it is not fully developed. Its life energy also far exceeded that of the escort. From this moment, the queen ant is more determined. The king is sure to dominate the world. His mission is to give birth to kings. Paying with your life is also at your disposal. So the queen ant immediately began to follow the king's request. Produce 3 guardian ant eggs. And give it to 3 production ants to breed. 3 production ants received the order. Start eating constantly. The surrounding miscellaneous soldiers followed the orders of the queen ant. Start feeding them a portion of the food. Chimera ants. It's not just the queen who can bear offspring. Common production ants can also be bred. In the original work, the 3 major guards were bred by 3 production ants. Similar to human surrogacy. The queen gives the undeveloped eggs to the producing ants for gestation. Producing ants absorb energy to breed ant families. Otherwise, the chimera ant family would not have been in just 1 month. Grow to this scale. Of course, produce ants. The speed of gestation and the efficiency of energy absorption are far less than those of queen ants. The ant tribe develops in an orderly manner according to the plan. The other side. Malum once again gave formal orders to the hungry ghost Dao and the human Dao through the ontology. 2 black iron grade dawn quests spawned. Ding! Black iron level mission guard the ant nest. Over the next 15 days. Make sure that no alien life is present near the king. Reward, 3 black iron medals. Do you want to collect it? Ding! Black iron level mission hunting. Over a period of 15 days. Hunt enough to give birth to a new guardian. Mission reward, 3 black iron medallions. Do you want to claim the task? Malum immediately operated. Hungry Ghost Road received the task of guarding the ant nest. Human Do received the hunting mission. The task of the Hungry Ghost Road is in the Judgment of Dawn. Mainly according to the actual situation and the importance of Malum's heart. Although the warcraft with a radius of thousands of meters has been almost destroyed. But it is inevitable that there will be fish that slip through the net. Special human beings have strange abilities. The possibility of unconscious break-in is high. To this end, hungry ghosts are on the road all the time. Do not keep the nest thousands of meters in radius. Shrouded in its own circle. Anything windy and grassy around. Can't hide the perception of hungry ghosts. After the human road took over the task, they continue to hunt farther away. With the ant nest as the center, the spiral spreads. A large number of flying soldier ants constantly transport the monsters hunted by the human road back to the lair. Finally, the chef ants make the prey into meatballs. It is sent to the queen and many producing ants to eat. Then one by one, flying soldier ants were born. Join the hunt. In this way, the 3 guards that were being bred gradually matured. Everything went according to plan. NGL is unknown in the dense jungle. A young boy about 8 years old is confronting a large snake. Ha! 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 The boy with the note in his hand kept yelling at the snake. Although scared and sweaty, but without taking a step back. Because behind him is his younger sister. Fortunately, the snake was scared away. Oni-chan, that's awesome. The brother and sister who escaped from death immediately breathed a sigh of relief. My sister couldn't help but look at my brother with adoration. The words spoke. The two took up the fish basket and began to rush home. What is that? A giant winged one. Strange monsters flew in front of them. The brothers and sisters were so frightened that they quickly hid. This monster is none other than the Chimera ant family. The lowest level flying soldier ant. The screams of the brothers and sisters attracted the attention of the soldier ants. The soldier ant glanced at the two siblings. The shape is the same as the race forbidden to hunt by the king in his mind. Squeak. Then no more attention. Grab the dead monster brown bear and fly to the ant nest. This glance almost made the two siblings think that they were going to lose their lives. Oni-chan, what kind of monster is this? It's terrible, woo-woo. The younger sister threw herself into her brother's arms. The scared kept crying. The brother comforted his sister. All right, all right. The monster is gone, don't be afraid of Rina. I have to tell everyone about the monsters in the jungle. The little boy, though equally afraid, was but trying to overcome her fears and keep her sister steady. Take your sister and hurry back to the village. Chapter 17. With the expansion of the hunting range, humans who witness soldier ants flying back to their nests with their prey, there will definitely be and more and more. Miruem also knows this. But it is inevitable. Fortunately, the birth of the new 3 guards is about to be completed. Nearly 1,000 new flying soldier ants have also joined the hunting team. The ant nest is getting bigger and bigger. Inside in all directions. All the trees in the surrounding 100 miles were cut down. Soldiers and ants are busy carrying their prey. Deep in the mountains in caves. 3 contain 100 times more than other ant cocoons. Even a cocoon of 1,000 times the energy. It is exuding more and more intense life energy. A week passed. The rightmost cocoon is the first to be conceived. Miruem immediately paid attention to this. Feel the attention of Miruem. The cocoon began to shake. A powerful thought burst out. First, a cat-like creature emerges from the cocoon. This is a cat-type orc. Has cat ears and a cat tail. She has short white curly hair. Red eyes. There was a lovely feeling. But once serious. We'll understand what kind of monster this is. The newly born escort. Through the ant tribe spirit network, he immediately sensed the existence of Wang. Wang directly belongs to the escort Nefipedo. Meet the king. The newly born escort. Towards the queen of the ants who gave birth to the king. Kneel down on one knee for an audience. Miruem didn't expect it. The first one conceived was actually Nefipedo in the original work. How wonderful fate is! Miruem thought that the new escort would be different from the original. After all, there is no way for queens to control genes when they give birth to eggs. In the Chimera ant family, the queen ant feeds and mates. Lack of human genes. The reason why Nefipedo can still be born. Miruem's subconscious. It is believed that the 3 guards are Nefipedo, Thaloph, and Mentuyupi in the original work. And after the Miruem gene was modified by the talent card. No longer biased worm type. More of a human form. Finally, the queen subconsciously followed Miruem's wishes. Simulated the genes of Miruem's humanoids. Nefipedo was born. The newborn Peter Du does not have human genes. It's just that the queen ant simulates the humanoid genetic modeling of Miruem. Not surprisingly. The other 2 major guards will be Kiapov and Mentuyupi. Miruem thought silently to himself. At the same time, I clicked on the personal information on Nefipedo's head. Nefipido. Race, Chimera Ant. Title, King's Guard. Current rank, Black Iron Class, Normal Grade, Potential Black Iron Grade. Current level, Level 55. System, Mind Trait Department. Thoughts, 550,000. Talent, none. Skills, none. Male stared at the action of the information above Nefipido's head. Noticed by Nefipido. It felt that the king was watching him. My inner happiness suddenly overflowed. Wang. How great! Before it was born, he mastered the spiritual network of the ant tribe. The king was watching me. What a happy thing this is! Male sensed the emotion on Nefipido's face. Somewhat inexplicable. Pido, go. Hunt more prey with the human road. Nefipido heard the king's order to hunt. The body and mind were filled with the happiness that the king needed. Subconsciously go out hunting. But if I suddenly think of going hunting myself? What about the safety of Wang's side? Can't help but say. Wang. The minister was worried about the king's safety. The king is the future of the ant clan. Is it possible to wait for the birth of the remaining escorts? The minister went hunting again. Before that, please allow the courtiers to guard the Miao at the king's side. Male knew. The newly born escort army was the first requirement of the king's safety. It is not a pity to take your own life for this. But you still have to dismiss it. Nefipido. King Ben is guarded by the Hungry Ghost Road. There is no need to worry about security. Said. Male Hungry Ghost Road who is guarding outside. Gradually walked in. The 3-meter-tall body slowly printed in front of Nefipido's eyes. Nefipido sensed it. Male Hungry Ghost Road powerful dangerous aura. Is this the escort army that was born before? Nefipido has no teacher. It began to exude its own powerful mental power towards the source of danger. To be tempted. Dark terrifying thoughts rushed towards the Hungry Ghost Road. Chapter 18. In the eyes of the outside world. This evil thought is enough to incapacitate the second-rate person with ability. But it didn't have any effect on Male Hungry Ghost Road. Male Hungry Ghost Road felt this evil thought. Make nothing of. A thought more powerful than Nefipido gushed out from his body. Instantly suppressed Nefipido's evil thoughts. Nefipido's body suddenly froze. Is this the strength of the escort army born before? Life energy even stronger than me. Nefipido felt this thought that was much stronger than himself. Enlightenment Hungry Ghost Dao is stronger than himself. More suitable for guarding the Ant King than himself. I am not qualified to guard the king's side. I couldn't help but feel a little depressed about this. But I can't help but feel happy that Wang is more secure. King, the Miao of the courtier's order. Nefipido had mixed feelings. Accepted the facts. Following Male's orders, he slowly walked out of the nest. Miao. I'm going to get stronger. Become the nearest ant guarding the king's side. Nefipido suppressed his complicated feelings. A strong fighting spirit surged in my heart. Now let me bring prey to the king beyond imagination. Wang will definitely be happy Miao for this. Filled with fighting spirit, Nefipido set out to hunt. The pronunciation of Male Hungry Ghost Road. Bini Fei is rightly powerful. First of all, Male Hungry Ghost Road is the earliest escort army born. Ant tribes did not start at birth. Strength is fixed, but will continue to grow. In just a few weeks in the original book, the 3 major escort armies have already opened up their own mental abilities. It can be simply understood as its own unique ability. Miruam Hungry Ghost Road. Use your abilities during this time. Ideas are also growing. Now the level has reached level 70, and the number of thoughts is 700,000. And Nefipido is only level 55 and has 500,000 thoughts. There is a huge difference in gas volume between the two. And Nefipido is just a trait system. It is just one of the 6 major departments of the reading system. And Milium Hungry Ghost Road is because he is a 6-way doppelganger. Like Milium itself, there are all 6 series. Whether it's from the amount of thought, or from the aspect of combat power. Today's Nefipido. Far from being an opponent of the Hungry Ghost Road, Milium looked at the departing Nefipido. Sure enough, only the 6 doppelgangers and I are special. Other characters are not within the scope of the mission given by Dawn. Suddenly he remembered. The knowledge of Nefipido has not yet been passed on. So he immediately took the identity of Milium Hungry Ghost Road. Contact Nefipido through spiritual networks. Each of the 6 doppelgangers shares a common mind. Though. But to the outside world, they are different individuals. Pedo. These are the relevant knowledge of reading. I look forward to challenging me when you become stronger. I will always be the strongest guard around the king. Finish speaking. Miruam Hungry Ghost Road. He then transmitted all the knowledge about the idea to Nefipido. Meow. It turns out that this energy is called thought. Nefipido received this knowledge. There is some direction for getting stronger. Next time. It must be my Meow who accompanies the king. After transmitting this sentence, Nefipido rushed to the outside world to hunt. I feel more and more that I am not strong enough. Meow. How can we bring more food to the king? Nefipido, who has been hunting for a few days. Kill the wild nose ape in seconds. Start thinking about how to be more effective. Miruam Hungry Ghost Road. The knowledge passed on to Nefipido included not only thoughts. There's also a lot of knowledge about humans. Want to get more prey? More manpower is needed. So how to get more manpower? Nefipido's heart's desperate desire. Begin to induce the birth of the ability to think. Nefipido draws on the knowledge in his head. Finally, toys were selected as the direction of mental ability development. Haven't really seen a toy though. But Nefipido was super interested as soon as he saw it. Combined for more hunting. The purpose of wanting more manpower. A different ability to read than the original was born. Fine level ability toy maker. Nefipido. Certain tissues of the body can be used. Such as hair, nails. And inject mental power into it. Turn it into a toy. Toy cars, toy guns, teddy bears and more. Toys can be operated automatically by entering commands. It can also be done manually. As long as Nefipido. I really think it's a toy. Constraint 1. The greater the range of motion of the toy, the more difficult it is to operate. At the same time, the more mental power is injected. The longer it exists, the stronger the strength. Constraint 2. How much mental power was injected before the toy disappears? How much mental power will be reduced by the upper limit of Nefipido's mental energy? According to Nefipido's current amount of 550 billion. Made 25 toys with 10,000 thoughts. P.S. In the original work, 10,000 thoughts belong to the rank of captain. Enough to deal with ordinary warcraft. Meet hunting requirements. Nefipido also has 200,000 thoughts. It is also the level of Jianlou beating up the enemy. P.S. Jianlou beating enemy is the grandfather of Jianlou, one of the protagonists. World-class masters. This can greatly improve the efficiency of hunting meows. Wang will definitely be happy meow. Nefipido thought that the king might praise himself. It's full of energy. Chapter 19. Create a meow with 25 toys first. Nefipido pulled out a strand of his silver white hair. Watched with all his attention. Toy Maker, launched. With the launch of toy makers, Nefipido's majestic thoughts kept pouring into the hair in his hands. The silver white hair suddenly flew up, floating into mid-air. One by one, toys began to appear. Meow. Toy cars, airplanes, bumper cars, windmills. Lots and lots of toys for Meow. Nefipido gradually surrounded by toys. A sense of excitement and joy lingers. Maybe this is the playful nature of cats. Although Nefipido is essentially an ant tribe. But it's from the heart. Babies. Departure Meow. Bring more and better quality food to the king. With an order from Nefipido. Toys. Each shows his power. Flying, swimming, land, sea. They all turned into rays of light and disappeared. With the disappearance of these lights. Soon. In the distance, there were roars and wails of fierce beasts. Nefipido. Hunting prey. Begin transportation to the nest in quantities dozens of times more than in previous days. Male sensed a surge in Nefipido's hunting. Guess. Peter should have developed new abilities. Peter was then questioned through the spiritual realm. Nefipido was very happy with Wang's inquiry. Pray to the king. It is Meow who has developed new abilities. The new abilities are interesting. Sure enough, new capabilities have been developed. No idea, Peter still can't get by with toys. Male thinks that Nefipido's new ability is really good. The hunt has been greatly accelerated. Think about the original. Nefipido's abilities. Toy repairer, doll maker, Kuriko my thought. All of them reflect Peter's playful nature. Developed toy maker. It makes sense to increase hunting. With the proliferation of pedo hunting. In just 1 week. The remaining 2 guards are about to be developed. Miru suddenly shifted his perception to the cave. Almost in no particular order, 2 giant cocoons, broken. One figure is a butterfly-type chimera ant. Sven is beautiful in appearance and has short blonde hair. With a melancholy expression, a pair of butterfly wings spread out behind his back. Another figure, red in color, fierce-looking chimera ant. A pair of red flesh wings spread out on the back. They had just been born and instantly sensed the existence of the king. Kneel on one knee in the direction of the king and bow his head to see him. Hyapuri, Mentu Yunao. Meet the king. Hear their names. Male was a little surprised. Think about it. It is true that the gender of the 3 major escorts is not indicated in the original work. And then look at the information above their heads. Hyapuri. Race, Chimera Ant. Title, King's Guard. Current rank, Black Iron Class, Normal Grade, Potential Black Iron Grade. Current level, Level 51. System, Neon Operation Department. Thoughts, 510,000. Talent, none. Skills, none. Mengtu Yunao. Race, Chimera Ant. Title, King's Guard. Current rank, Black Iron Class, Normal Grade, Potential Black Iron Grade. Current level, 58. System, Read-Release Department. Thoughts, 580,000. Talent, none. Skills, none. Pool, Yunao. Go and obey the command of the earthly word. Hunt for more valuable food. With the birth of Puli and Yunao, Male was finally able to develop in peace. After this period of development, Hungry Ghost Road level 80. Human Road level 75. Peter Raw 60 level. Even the newly born Puli and Yunao have more than 500,000 thoughts. To know the world's top masters now. The former world's #1 president of Nitro had only 300,000 thoughts. That is, the general species of level 30. Because of age, strength declines. And the first-class thinking ability, human masters generally think 70,000 to 150,000. Although the ability to read is strange. The size of the thought does not represent absolute victory or defeat. But nearly 5 times less. More is nearly 10 times the difference in gas volume. It's enough to make most minds insignificant. It's just the malice of the thought. It can make most people who are able to lose the will to fight. Not to mention Miru. Know the intelligence of the ability of the major masters of the original work. Even if the amount of thought is the same, it is also enough to bring an overwhelming advantage. Malum also sees Pulley and you now. It seems that like Peter before him, he wants to give priority to guarding the king's side. So Malum Hungry Ghost Road set out directly. Pressed the 800,000 thoughts in his body towards Pulley and you now. Pulley and you now, who were just about to speak, perceive this oppressive thought. Immediately arouse their own thoughts to confront. But the gap in thought is obvious. Pulley and you now's thoughts were directly pressed back into the body. At this point, they recognize the king was guarded by a stronger escort. Honorable order. King. Pulley and you now stood up respectfully. Leave the nest and hunt outward. At the same time, Malum Hungry Ghost Road. Transmit to them the knowledge of the mind and the knowledge of the human being. With the birth of the new three major escorts, Malum operates the human road and the Hungry Ghost Road to receive hunting rewards. 6 black iron medals obtained. Miruem counted the current combat strength. 2 big 6 doppelgangers. 3 major escort troops. 3,000 flying soldiers. 500 non-flying soldiers. Enough combat power. The next step is to give birth to the king. The time is almost up. Chapter 20. Malum adjusted the mission deployment again. Hungry Ghost Road is stationed beside the Queen Ant. Prevent accidents. Ding. Black Iron level mission Guardian King. Over the next 30 days. Do not approach the Queen Ant in all danger. Mission reward, 6 black iron medals. Here the task built. Miruem continued to give orders to the human road, the human way and the 3 great guards. It is divided into 4 directions, east, west, south and north, and continues to extend outward. There is no need to think about humans. Hunt at all costs. And arrange for the soldiers to bring the top prey back to the nest with serious injuries. Leave it under the care of the Hungry Ghost Road. Why seriously injured and not die? Because of the unlearned life in the original work. If he is seriously injured and does not die, may stimulate thoughts. And the life form with mind is undoubtedly the highest level of nutrition. Both qualitatively and quantitatively. All are the high-grade nutrition of the king of the hunter world. Ding! Black Iron Bronze level mission hunt for king. Over a 30-day period. For the king to capture as much prey as possible. Mission reward, determined by the nutritional value provided by the king. An unlimited number of Black Iron chapters, bronze chapters. Malum hears the bronze medallion in the quest reward. There was some excitement in my heart. This mission is imperative. This is the bronze chapter. A rare item that is enough for the Black Iron species to set foot on the bronze species. With it, the 6 doppelgangers, the guards, these Black Iron species. There is a chance to grow to the strength of the Ant King in the original work. Pito, you now, Puri. Come to the nest and gather at the designated location. Come to think of this. Malum Human Road didn't want to delay for a moment. Through the spiritual network, the 3 are notified to assemble. The purpose is to arrange the hunting direction. Pito, who is playing while hunting with toys. Meow, the way of the world. While thinking, he cancelled the toy maker Peter. Run in the direction of Malum Human Road. The other side. You now and Pulley, who had just walked out of the nest. Receive information and look at each other. Spread your wings and fly towards the designated position. The top of a certain lateral peak of the nest. Malum Human Road has long been waiting. In order to prevent the questioning of their strength. Malum Human Way spread out 700,000 thoughts. Shrouded in the entire peak. Dark, desperate stress filled the surroundings. There is no insect sound at all. A breaking wind came. With a roar. Pito's figure appeared. Meow. It is as powerful as the hungry ghost Dao beside Wang. Almost at the same time as Peter appeared, Puli and Jianlou also came here. Feel male you am the way of the world. Exuding intimidating thoughts. Puli, Jianlou. The power of the Guardian King from the heart is so strong. And more than one is happy. Such a powerful escort army around the king. There is actually more than one. Wang's safety factor has been greatly improved. But Pool seemed more frustrated in his joy. Abominable. The warrior closest to Wang's side. One more farther away. The butterfly-like antennae on Puri's forehead also drooped slightly. As for Jianlou, pure Warcraft genes. Simple-minded it. As long as the safety of the king can be guaranteed. Others don't care. Miruam Hungry Ghost Road. It was noticed that the three major escort armies had recognized their strength. So I put it away and read it. According to the king's instructions, there are 4 of us. Follow my responsibility for the eastern direction. Peter was responsible for the western direction. Puri is in charge of the south direction. Jianlou was in charge of the all-out hunting in the north. The most important thing is this time to be advanced and above prey. Captured alive. Try to help them get started. Once they successfully stimulate the mind, the nutritional value will surge 100-fold. Received. Received. Received, meow. After the 3 major escorts received the order, immediately hunt in the direction they are responsible for. With the full force of the 3 major escorts and Miluame's human road. Prey far beyond the past is constantly being transported to the nest. Delicious. Delicious. Wang needs more nutrients.
वीडियोस बनाने हैं, फिल्मोरा है ना।